I'm sorry, but what the hell? The sun don't like you? Good Jesus.
Shout out to the ancestors. I don't know about y'all, but I'd rather experience racism from the government than the source of life.
Her kan blande. Det jo, ja.
Lord, don't buy that Dollar Tree sunscreen no more. That's some of that SPF every ray of the sun gonna hit your ass. Whew.
This and this, both hands. Exfoliation of the chin. Gets rid of all the dead skin. So you know, like in the UK they give you fake scrub. This has got natural salt sand and then you get the oil. I've got lenses in. Exfoliation. Oh shit, the oil. Please don't go in my eye. Because now I can't get home. I got open. So just rub it on the skin. This will help the sunburn.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing great wherever you're watching us from. Have you noticed how the internet can take something as ordinary as getting sunburn and somehow turn it into a conversation about race, beauty, privilege and even history? Because that is exactly what happened when a wave of white creators began joking about the sun seemingly having a personal problem with them. People were posting their painful sunburn, talking about peeling skin, tanning disaster, skin cancer scars, and wondering why black people seems to handle the sun differently. And of course, black social media had something to say about it. The jokes came quickly. Maybe the sun just has favorites. Maybe melanin really is nature's sunscreen. And why a lot of these reactions were clearly meant to be funny. Underneath the jokes in a fascinating conversation about something much deeper. How society have taught different groups of people to view their own skin. Because for generations, darker skin was treated as something to overcome. Colorism told black people that lighter was better. Advertising reinforced it, entertainment reinforced it, beauty industry reinforced it. And in some society, people with darker complexion were made to feel like their natural appearance was somehow a disadvantage. Now suddenly, the internet is having a completely different conversation. People are looking at melanin and saying, wait a minute, this thing we were taught to dislike actually has biological advantage when it comes to UV exposure. And that reversal is what talking about. But let's be clear, from the beginning, melanin does not make black people immune to the sun. Black people can absolutely get burned. They can experience UV damage. They can develop hyperpigmentation, premature skin aging, and skin cancer. Sunscreen still matters. The point isn't that one race is biologically better than another. The point is that human beings evolved with different levels and type of pigmentation, and society has spent far too much time turning those natural differences into hierarchies. And that's where this conversation gets politically. Let's dive into the video real quick. I'll be back with my commentaries.
I messed up. This isn't like, oh my God, look at my heel. Like, no, why do I let this happen? I didn't let it happen. I did wear sunscreen. No, I didn't. I wore sunscreen on my face, which is why my face doesn't even look like it's supposed to go to my body. Ready for my legs? Right. Oh, yeah, this is like deep. This is deep, okay? I've been sunburned many times in my life. Sunburn, freckles, the whole 9 yards. That's how my skin likes to operate. I don't even look real. It hurts. I put on this like moisturizer and it really started to burn. Then I'm like, oh my gosh, if I give myself sun poisoning by going for a mental health walk, which was supposed to be like 30 minutes, then ended up being 2 hours and 45 minutes in the blazing sun. No, yeah. Ashley. Like, oh, I'm like, oh my gosh, why does my chest have so much sun damage? Because of these type of moments, sweetheart. Right. Yes.
Melanin. Sounds like you think you're superior because of your skin color.
Oh, I got this one. God loves us, and so does the sun. When the sun sees us step outside, it says, oh, there go my favorite people. Black people can step into the sun and be like, bonjour. But some step into the sun and you immediately think about your life choices about being outside in the sun. Melanin. The sun looks at black people and say, that's good craftsmanship. The Sun had a fan club. Melanin will be the CEO, the president, and the employee of the month. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The Sun also treats us like we the VIP, bitch. And y'all are just in a survival challenge. I can't.
That comes on there. The ale. Yeah.
Nobody hates white skin quite as much as white people. As you can probably see, I am not a very melanated person. My melanin comes in the form of freckles. All my life, especially when I was younger, when my skin was fresh and new and not so sun damaged, I was ripped for the colour of my skin, for my complexion. Only ever by other white people. I have been told, get some fake tan on there, girl. Get to the sunbeds. Take some melanin injections to help you tan better. And when a little bit of sunshine comes to the UK, what do we see immediately? Men with their top off, no SPF, drenching themselves in tanning oil. The stench of stale biscuits fills the air because the girlies are layering on their St. Moriz fake tan. And the sunbed shops are fully booked with people frying their skin just in an attempt to be a bit darker. The funniest part is I live in the UK, the same UK that complains about the rise of multiculturalism, the same UK where people talk about protecting British values. Mate, you can't even protect your own skin. Why are you caring about someone else's? I don't spend a lot of time trying to understand racists, because I never will. I'm a good person, but I can only assume that a lot of it boils down to envy. The irony of white supremacists purposely trying to make their skin darker will never not be funny to me.
What really is pissing off white people is the fact that the sun is trying to kill them. Stay with me. I believe we all exist within the animal kingdom. We have our name. What are we? Homo sapiens. I believe that we are all animals in our core. Our brains are different, but we all contain mostly the same inside stuff. And if we're part of the animal kingdom, you know, there are predators and there are prey. And the way that the world is set up, white people have made it so that there is really nothing that makes them prey. They have gone around the world, literally conquering most corners of the earth, at least touching them in some kind of way, to prove to everybody that they are the predator. They are the top dog. They are number one. They are predators. Like the way that lions wander around the jungle, chill, living their best lives because like ain't nobody looking for them. People run when they see them. So in that same kind of way, I feel that white people really wanted to make their presence known because in their minds, they want to be the literal top dog. But the sun don't give up about none of that. The sun is literally doing its damnedest to kill white people. It goes out of its way to torture y'all. And I do believe that is maybe the reason why they've spent so much time polluting the earth, because maybe then they can defeat the sun. But we see how that's going, you know? The sun's only getting worse. They're realizing that there is no defeating something that is bigger than them. But shh, don't tell them that. But then on top of that, in addition to those things, so it brought me to think, is white people's real beef with all the rest of us the fact that the sun likes us? Because here's the thing, the sun gives life to literally everything else. Everything else on the earth. Plants, like rocks, everything derives its life from the sun. So is that the reason that they're mad? Is that it? That they see us living our best lives, soaking in all the juicy UV rays and having the time and being healthier as a result. And they see the sun and they have to cower in the back. Perhaps is that the reason that they're so cranky all the time? Because the way I think about it, if one has lifelong beef with the sun, then they would require some sort of shade. And if one could not travel in the sun, they would probably be looking for some permanent shade. Now, what would cause the world to go from nomadic and living off the land to sort of these fixed structures? Perhaps it's the fact that some people, a certain color folk, could not survive without a permanent structure in which to be protected from the big ol' star. Is the obsession with owning property, with building and having, is it because it's all protection and some sort of way to guarantee that their generations after us would be completely safe from the sun? Because that's a losing battle. But you know what? If they want to fight them, go ahead. And additionally, is that why they created this fake thing called the economy and the market? Because the only way that they could create value in our society, because they can't do anything outside. That's why they had to keep collecting people from around the globe, is because the outside's trying to kill them. So they had to create industry that could be done inside. And so is that the reason they've created all these elaborate systems of government and all this stuff that controls basic resources, because otherwise they would not have access to it? Like they had to own the system because they physically were not able to do the work necessary to survive on their own. Is that the reason why they're so mad at us? Something to think about. Like, the sun cooks them. The sun poisons them. And I know people are going to say, well, that happens to black people. Aren't they mixed with some kind of way? Especially if they're American blacks. Isn't there mixed ancestry? And maybe that's why they wanted to mix up the ancestry a little bit, because they needed to weaken our genes. But I'm not getting into the eugenics of it all. I am not getting into that. And I don't really believe in that. But I do believe that they were breeding black folk like cattle. So that was probably one of the considerations, because when one is breeding animals, those are the things that you consider. So we got to start being real about that stuff. But like, they weakened the melanin genes so that people are now more susceptible to the sun. But like, the sun's trying to cook them. The sun is trying to poison them. The sun gives them cancers. Like, the sun ages them in the most diabolical ways. They can't even handle being the slightest bit hot. Like, have you seen them? Like, they're the reason why all of the insides are AC'd. And on top of that, do you think that they're keeping us inside so that we can be more vitamin D deficient? Because I'm dangerously vitamin D deficient because I don't be going outside because I gotta work. Is that Is that what they're doing? They said, oh, if we take them out the sun, we can weaken them, make them malleable, make them not think, because they'll all be vitamin D deficient and you need that vitamin D. I'm just saying. Okay? Also, I let my twist out. Like, come on now. You see me.
In Florida, they have a competition to where who has the best sunburn. Like, look at this. How do y'all not care about y'all skin and health this much? This man's skin look like it's boiling red. Like, I know you can't even put a shirt on that skin. It really goes to show that people will make a competition out of anything. Now, I didn't see the slapping competitions. That is crazy, but it's no end to it. They have a competition for everything. And I'm just so shocked that a sunburn competition is really a thing. At what point do you say, you know what? I want to see how fried I can get my skin. I want to see how much my skin can take just sitting in the sun cooking. And there's actually people that come and watch these people get cooked in the sun. What? These people's skin health is cooked. Literally cooked. And of course, it's in Florida. Florida people, I don't know what's up with them. They're getting too much sun. That's what it is. They're getting too much sun. Because what is wrong with y'all?
So a lot of y'all was mad because I said if you're black and you get sunburned, then your genetics are trash or your diet is off. Yes, that's true. Or you don't stay in the sun enough. 1, your diet is off. 2, or you put too many products on your skin. 3, everybody has melanin, but black people, we have eumelanin. Eumelanin is the dark hair, dark eyes, dark skin, which is our protection from the harsh UV rays from the sun. And melanin basically uses the sun's light energy to break down the water in our skin cells to change it into hydrogen and oxygen. So instead of the sun cooking our ass like some, it actually, when the sun penetrates our skin, the melanin diffuses the UV rays, and like I said, it breaks it down into hydrogen and oxygen, causing the cells to regenerate over and over, which is why you get darker and you don't burn. And that little process is called thermal dissipation, or photo protection, or our way of going through photosynthesis, just like our kinfolk, plants.
I'm not saying white people were made in the lab, but hear me out. God made the world who knows how many years ago, right? Why would he make something that can't withstand his creation? That's what I'm saying. But let's go to the evolution route. I know some of y'all gonna get on that. After all these years, say it was millions of years, y'all still haven't got a little melanin in y'all skin so y'all can withstand the sun? I thought that was evolution. We learned to walk, talk, all that extra stuff. Why are we still? What's sunburn? I never had to deal with that. I don't know anybody with that. Like, respectfully though. Don't worry about that. Respectfully.
Sun kills white people, y'all. It murders them. The one thing on this planet everything thrives under kills y'all. And this is white people science. Y'all taught me this shit. Y'all told me Eskimos got slanty eyes because if you're from this area, you will adapt to this area eventually. Y'all been 1,000 years, still haven't developed melanin yet? Alien as fuck.
What is going on? What is going on? Why do I look like this?
I'd spend 10,000 hours.
And I'll say this, white people don't get enough credit for having to deal with the sun. White people don't get enough credit for having to deal with the sun, man. They, put a white in the sun. Put a white in the sun and look what happens to them. Let's don't pretend like we don't know what happens to a white in the sun. Put an Irish on a beach. My God, you better pray for them. Let's don't pretend that the sun don't like black people better. I think the sun is recruiting black people, man. It's trying to transition folks. It's trying to make more blacks and browns and semi-browns and off-browns. Put a white in the sun for 30 hours and now make him walk down the interstate. He pretty browned up at that point. See if somebody don't pull over and give him a Nelly CD or cornrow his hair up. I'm just saying, baby, the sun be making more black people, man. That's the truth.
If they are from this planet, why do they have to wear sunscreen? Why? Which has melanin inside of it. Yes, it does. There's an ingredient that they don't want to tell us about. Why do we have to wear sunscreen? Because we don't, but you do. The reason why you have to wear sunscreen is because your skin is made out of an ingredient called pheomelanin. Pheomelanin means animal melanin. They have the same melanin as a motherfucking animal.
I just realized my melanin is crystal. My melanin is crystal, and it charges and it conducts electricity in the sun. My melanin can withstand temperatures of 2 million degrees. The sunlight makes me invincible. I am a god.
Y'all try to play to be the most intelligent people of all. You ever heard of melatonin cancer? And how you catch it from the sun? Also, even though y'all call Biden an idiot, did he just tell you y'all got probably like 40 years left? Educate yourself.
This video is showing you what sunscreen looks like under UV light. Did you know that sunscreen is basically melanin? What black people are born with is what they put in a bottle to protect their skin. So basically, melanin is our natural body's defense. It absorbs the sun UV rays while protecting our cells from damage. And the only thing that sunscreen does is copies that process. It's basically made to block and absorb the same rays, but is using chemicals and shit. Basically, sunscreen is just synthetic melanin. What black people are born with is what other people have to put in a bottle to protect their skin. It's melanin in a bottle. It's basically science trying to imitate what nature already gave us. And even though our skin carries that built-in protection, we can still use sunscreen to add that extra layer of defense. So next time you're putting sunscreen on your face, just remember, you're rubbing on melanin to protect you from the sun. Love yourself, black people. You are something special.
I'm just curious about that. I be seeing black people telling other black people to wear sunscreen. You need sunscreen to protect your skin, UV rays, skin cancer, all that shit, right? But the thing is, I'm black, right? Black, you know what I'm saying? And I've never been sunburned a day in my life, ever. The sun has never hurt me, never burned me, had me like, It's never broken my skin. It don't matter if I went outside with shea butter on, lotion, or I went outside ashy. I'm 27 years old. When I was a kid, I used to be outside ashy as fuck all the time. No kinds of protectant. And I just got black as fuck. And more black and more black. Mind you, what was it? A couple years ago when I was in the military, got deployed out to the Middle East. In the desert, nothing but sun and sand, sunbeams and sand. Outside working like a dog. No sunscreen. Day in and day out. I just got darker and darker and darker. Are there really like black people, melanated people getting sunburned? And if so, how? I've never worn sunscreen and I've never been burned. Probably won't.
This year I'm buying gifts for me.
Good. Good.
Okay, let go. No, I'm gonna have to take it from behind.
Fuck.
You're joking.
And a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night.
So, today I went to the beach for 2 hours. Got a nice tan.
Demonstrate how you put on the sunscreen.
mom thinks tanning oil is sunscreen.
Hush. You bought it for me.
Oh my god.
You're gonna be mean, Mom. You're gonna.
Okay, it's not a secret that white people, we were not meant for the fucking sun. Like, we literally have no melanin in our skin, and melanin is what protects people from the sun. We don't have that. And so I burn very, very easily, like the majority of white people. Unfortunately, my skin is an asshole, and I had to have skin cancer removed when I was 17 years old. And I've had it removed 2 or 3 times since. I've got a gnarly scar on my back because of it. That was fucking scary. And because of that, I've always been ultra cautious in the sun. Whenever I go to the beach, I live in Florida, so we love the beach. We have a tarp and umbrellas and a shitload of sunscreen, and it is reapplied all day long. And I stay in the fucking shade unless I'm playing in the water, and I don't go out for more than a few minutes at a time because of my skin's sensitivity to the sun. So yesterday was Father's Day, and the kids and my husband and myself, we wanted to go family day at the beach. Perfect day, right? We go, and lately my skin has been burning easier than normal, which is crazy because it already burns ridiculously easy. But I'm under the umbrella. I am under the tarp all day long. I reapply the sunscreen. I reapply. And lately, it's just not doing anything. Nothing. Like, look at my fucking skin here. Okay, so here's my chest. Like, you can see how burned I am. And then, like, look at that. That shit hurts so fucking bad. And that is with being in the shade. And SPF 50 reapplied all day long. This is a direct effect of climate change. 125%. People didn't burn this easily before. And this is something that you can see in real time. This is unreal. Unreal.
I don't know how you think that being white makes you better when white skin is the weakest skin you can have. I've gotten a sunburn from eating lunch indoors too close to a window. So, where am I superior? Underground? Is that... Like in the summer, I just have to avoid the sky. Like the whole sky. People invite me to something and I have to be like, is that a roofed or non-roofed event? Because... last summer I went to a cottage with my girlfriend's family, and the first day we were there, they wanted to go boating. That's what they call it. What they do is they park the boat in the middle of the lake, and then they drink 42 beers. So, oh good, you guys know boating. Good. That's good. Very nautical crowd here in Winnipeg. That's great. So they wanted to do this, and the boat didn't have a cover, and I realized that I forgot to bring sunblock, which is my mistake, yeah. But I asked if anybody else had some, and her uncle hands me SPF 15. And I was like, oh, great, that'll be really useful to me at dusk. So, do you have a daytime sunblock I could use, or? And they didn't. That was all they had. And so I knew I'd get scorched right away, so I made up an excuse. I said I had a headache and had to go lie down, and they all went without me. Yeah, do you know how embarrassing that is? To be too white to do white activities? That's like not being able to take a picture of your brunch because your iPhone is too full of Michael Bublé albums.
Welcome back, guys. Now let's underneath all the jokes about sunburn and melanin. There is actually a much bigger conversation happening here, because black people have spent generations being told that darker skin was something to be ashamed of. Colorism has influenced beauty standards, relationships, entertainment, advertising, and even the way some people see themselves. So when social media suddenly turns around and start talking about the biological advantages associated with melanin, it's understandable why black people are laughing and celebrating. The jokes are funny, but the deeper message is even more important. Melanin provides some natural protection against ultraviolet radiation, particularly because darker skin generally contains more melanin. That doesn't mean black people are immune to the sun. Black people can still get sunburn, experience UV damage, and develop skin cancer. So let's not turn this into another competition about which race is biologically superior. That's not the lesson. The lesson is that human beings develop different characteristics in response to different environments, and society decided to turn those differences into social ranking. That's where racism and colorism enter the conversation. Biology can explain why people have different levels of pigmentation. Biology does not explain why skin tone should be considered more beautiful, intelligent, civilized, and valuable than another. Those are social ideas, and that's why the conversation about tanning culture is so interesting. For generations, lighter skin was often treated as a beauty idea. Then tanning became fashionable, and suddenly people with natural lighter skin were intentionally trying to make themselves darker. People went to tanning beds, they spent money on tanning products, they deliberately exposed themselves to the sun. Meanwhile, people who were naturally born with darker skin were sometimes told that their complexion wasn't attractive enough. Think about the contradiction. One person can artificially make their skin darker and be praised for looking tan, while another person can be born with dark skin and be made to feel insecure about it. That's not just biology, that's a beauty standard shaped by history, culture, media, and power. And that's why celebrating melanin can be meaningful. Not because black people need to prove that their skin is biologically better, but because black people have every right to love the skin they were born in. And honestly, everybody deserves that freedom. White people shouldn't be ashamed of having lighter skin. Black people shouldn't be ashamed of having darker skin. Nobody should have to change their complexion to be considered beautiful. At the same time, we have to keep the health message clear. Melanin is not sunscreen. It offers some natural protection, but it doesn't eliminate ultraviolet damage. So regardless of your complexion, protect your skin, because the goal isn't to create another racial hierarchy. The goal is to get rid of the idea that there should be a racial hierarchy in the first place. And that's what I think this viral conversation should ultimately teach us. We don't need to decide whether black people are better than white people. We don't need to turn melanin into a competition. We don't need another racial scoreboard. What we need is a society where people can look at their natural appearance without being taught that somebody else's skin is more valuable than theirs. Because black people don't need to prove that melanin is superior before they can love themselves. They don't need better genetics. They don't need better skin. They don't need to win an evolutionary competition. Black people deserve to feel proud of their skin simply because it is theirs. And that's what makes this conversation bigger than a few viral sunburn videos. For generations, colorism taught people to compare themselves. It taught people that lighter could mean better. It taught people to criticize their own futures. So if this moment gives someone the confidence to say, I love my melanin, then celebrate that. But don't replace one hierarchy with another, because progress isn't about switching who gets placed at the top. Progress is about getting rid of the hierarchy altogether. So laugh at the memes, enjoy the joke, talk about science, but remember the big message. Your skin color is not a measure of your intelligence, is not a measure of your worth, and it certainly isn't a reason to hate yourself or somebody else. Black skin was beautiful before the internet discovered the science behind melanin, and every other shade was beautiful too. So wear your sunscreen, protect your skin, embrace who you are, and stop allowing society to convince you that you need somebody else's complexion to be beautiful, because maybe the real victory isn't proving which race handles the sun better. Maybe the real victory is reaching a world where nobody feels inferior because of the skin they were born in. Thanks for staying with me throughout the end of this video. If you are just coming across the channel, please do well to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future discussion. I will see you in the next one. Bye.